ladies and gentlemen of all ages, boys and girls. Thank you for tuning in to yet another episode of Angry Meat Production. We appreciate you coming in and letting us be a part of your lives week in and week out. We hope to do our best to present you with something that your eardrums delight in. Whether you're looking at us on YouTube or Rumble, or listening to us on Spotify, Google, or Anchor, or any of the other podcast services that we are currently on or trying to get on, we thank you. And if you don't mind, at the end of every episode, stop by, leave us a comment, leave us a like. If it asks for 5 stars, we'll take 5 stars, even if you don't like us. 5 stars are what it's all about. With that being said, we hope you enjoy our attempt to make our advocation our vocation. Ladies and gentlemen, let the games begin. We here at Angry Me Production want to thank our sponsor, Mobile Notary Mindy. She's certified with the National Notary Association. She's also bonded and E&O insured. She offers a wide range of services including wills, powers of attorney, medical documents, healthcare proxies, living wills, certification of trust, assignment of personal property, HIPAA waivers, advanced healthcare directives, and 99 verification. You can find her on Facebook, TikTok, and Instagram at Mobile Notary Mindy. You can also visit her webpage at TexasMobileNotaryMindy.com. That's TX, MobileNotaryMindy.com. Thank you so much, and enjoy the show. Ladies and that was abrasive. That was aggressive.
That was very
I
loud.
was not prepared for that at all.
Nope.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, angry faithful of all ages, finally, the golden age of America has begun. Welcome to Nerd Sports episode 196. The Liberty Bell has rang. Freedom rings from sea to shining sea. Your 47th president, whether you voted for him or not, has been officially sworn into office.
Hooty-hoo!
Let's go.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Now, it is at this time in our show that we turn things over briefly to our esteemed producer, David, for the weird sport of the week.
Yeah, this week's weird sport of the week is called Tactical Games. And basically, it's CrossFit meets shooting.
Okay, so it's basically a stress shoot. That's all it is.
Yeah,
Right.
that's pretty much all it really is a stress shoot. You're huffing and puffing and see if you can get your stuff on target because your heart's elevated, your breathing's off, everything like that. But it's very interesting of how it's done, how they train for it. I mean, look, that guy brought a bicycle. And we're not doing free.
It's a very, very long day for those guys. We've actually worked events at Tactical Games. It's crazy.
Okay. Well, in case you have been living under a rock, you completely, what I'm looking for, reject actual reality and you're trying to substitute it for one of your own. American history was made today. And I'm here for the chaos. All 200 executive orders of it.
And counting.
And counting. Hey, but
the first one that he signed was the best one. The first one he signed was the best one because it got rid of all of Biden's executive orders.
Yeah. So, you know,
There was a lot to undo there.
Being is that I'm the one that, well, Trey, you probably live just as close to the coast of the Gulf of America as I do, right?
The Gulf of America, yes, sir.
Yeah. So there we go. I'm going to call it the Gulf of America even harder. I'm just like, I love that. At first, I thought it was a meme, and I was like, wow, they're just shooting the shit. And then Buc-ee's got in on the trend, and I was like, okay, I can get behind that.
Gulf of Buc-ee's.
Yeah, right.
Gulf of Buc-ee's, right? You know, I mean, because Mr. Applin lives here in Lake Jackson. just down the road from my house. So, I'm like, okay, all right, I can get behind that. And nope. And then today during his inauguration speech, he was talking about the Gulf of America. And I was like, it's true.
It's happening. Oh, it's happening.
It's all true.
They weren't.
The only thing that would have made it
memes.
better is if Harrison Ford would have stepped out on the stage and would have been like, it's true.
It's all of it.
Or if Harrison Ford would have popped out of Air Force One and been like, "Get off my plane."
Get out of my White House.
He'd have stepped in front of the microphone. You're here illegally. Get off of my country.
Yeah. Only problem is
in
Harrison Ford's kind of a
baseball
lefty,
news-
so
In baseball news, the Blue Jays of Toronto signed outfielders Anthony Santander to a 5-year deal. He is going to be leaving the safe haven, the friendly confines, the beautiful Camden Yards of Baltimore. It's a 5-year deal. Let me see what the particular numbers were on that here, because you would think that I'd be prepared, but I was so in that. I'm still riding this like patriotic high from about 12 high noon going forward. So, yeah, it's a 5-year deal. And he's got an opt-out, which could escalate the option to 6 years. And instead of making it a $92.5 million contract, he could go $110 million total. The Blue Jays said that they were going to be spending money. And I mean, Santander, he's a good hitter. He's a great outfielder. I just, I'm not a fan of this contract, and reason being is that it's one of these $100 million plus deals that's going to ultimately spend the normal everyday fan out of the game. And I mean, and that's a hill that I will die on. I will continue to repeat that talking point until I am blue in the face, and then I'll find an oxygen tank and I'll keep talking some more. Because just like the millimeter miracle guy from this morning's invocation, I will run through a brick wall for Jesus to make this point. Okay. But hey, you know what? They're talking about, well, they're looking forward to it because now he's going to have it's going to give the lineup an offensive boost. He should be hitting right behind Vladimir Guerrero Jr. But guess what? Vladdy Jr., he's talking about leaving. He wants to leave Toronto. He was actually talking about wanting to go play in Boston before he leaves the game. And so I'm like, okay.
What country is Toronto in?
America's Cat. They're in Canada.
Don't care.
51st state.
Yeah, it's the 51st state.
Who's the governor?
The president just pardoned 1,500 Facebook. So the hostages that the federal government took related to the false insurrection of January 6th have now been freed. So
some of them are kind of like he said he has to do a lot of more investigation.
Well, the New York Slimes just reported 1,500 of them had just gotten pardoned.
Yeah, and considering that most of them there were in there without charges.
Right. Yeah, exactly. So let's see here. Going back. Okay. Hall of Fame voting is about to start. So, and as a matter of fact, that is going to start taking place tomorrow. The
Pete Rose.
Yeah, the voting ballot. Yeah, right. Bobby Abreu, Carlos Beltran, Mark Burley, Carlos Gonzalez, Curtis Granderson, Felix Hernandez, Torrey Hunter. I'm actually a big fan of Torrey Hunter. Adam Jones and Drew Jones from the Braves days. Let me see here. Russell Martin. Brian, I didn't think Russell Martin had been retired for 5 years. Holy crap. Brian McCann, Dustin Pedroia. I am behind Petey 100%. Andy Pettit. Fuck it, whatever. He was a Yankee. Go ahead, sure. Hanley Ramirez, Manny Ramirez, Fernando Rodney, A-Rod. Fuck that guy. Francisco Rodriguez, Jimmy Rollins. Yeah, get Raleigh Fingers in there. CC Sabathia. Yeah, he was a good pitcher. He can wait till next year. Ichiro Suzuki, definitely going to be first ballot. Troy Tulowitzki, Chase Utley, Omar Vizquel.
Omar Vizquel. He was a mainstay at shortstop for years. Billy Wagner, David Wright, and Ben Zobrist. Yeah. Let me see here. Out of that, I would be obviously Dustin Pedroia. I want him in there. Ichiro Suzuki, Raleigh Fingers, and let's go for one more. Let's go with the king, for Felix Hernandez. There, that's my Hall of Fame ballot right there.
That's a super long list.
It is.
Like that kind of makes me think that they're overplaying the first ballot. Like guys are being
just
selected
because they're
too
eligible.
early.
Right. Well, just because they're eligible, right? You can be eligible after having been retired as a player for 5 years.
5 years, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Well, actually, it's retired from baseball for 5 years total because Jason Varitek, he's been retired as a player for since 2014. No,
Yeah,
longer than that. 2000,
a long time.
2012. But he's still the bullpen coach for the Red Sox. So he's still active in baseball. He still has the number 33 as a jersey number. So that's why he has not become eligible for the Hall of Fame yet. And I'm okay with Varitek staying in the game. Because honestly, as a Red Sox fan, that's the captain right there, right? Honestly, we could get rid of Alex Cora and make Jason Varitek the manager. I would be happy with that too. So would a lot of people.
A lot of people would.
Let me see here. I'm really, 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 really okay with Ichiro Suzuki making it in there just because of what he's done for the game while he was in, not only just in Japan, but as a member of the major leagues here in America. But he continues to be an ambassador for the game. Going back to his home country of Japan, he coaches high school baseball now. Not full time, but he comes in and he's like a hitting coach, and I love the troll videos that he puts out where he gets out there and he's hitting home runs into people's apartment windows from the high school field. He's hitting like 400-foot plus bombs through people's apartment windows, and I'm like, you can't be fucking mad at the guy,
right?
You can't. Yeah, definitely first ballot, Ichiro Suzuki. I don't think he's going to get the unanimous vote. I think for a few years to come, the only one that's going to have that is going to be Mariano Rivera. Should have been King Griffey Jr. first, but I digress. Peter King, fucking prick.
Well, we're actually withdrawn from the WHO now.
Yeah, we also withdrew from the Paris Accords this afternoon too. Let me see here. They are still. Let me. Lovely internet. Here we go. All right. So the Red Sox are still. Alex Bregman still has not signed anywhere. Neither has Nolan Arenado. Of course, he still has a job with the Cardinals, but he's willing to waive his no trade clause, and he said that the only team that he'd be willing to do that for is the Red Sox. The only problem with that is both of them play third base. With Bregman, obviously, he's solid defensively. His bat can be a liability at times, just like anybody else, but more so with Alex Bregman. He's got that swing tailor-made for Fenway Park. Shut up and quit sucking off. Seriously, everybody's got a fucking tailor-made for Fenway Park. It was like most left-handers in the game have a tailor-made swing made for the short porch in that trash dump that they built out in the Bronx. So nobody fucking cares. But I like Arenado going to Boston via a trade just because, he brings like 10 Gold Gloves at that position. Would be a huge defensive upgrade over Rafael Devers. Now, Rafael Devers, he's got an amazing bat and he's fast, right? When he's not hurt. I say move him over to first base. And then, you can fill that hot corner with an Arenado or even Bregman at that point. Because, basically, anybody who commits less than 30 fucking errors at the hot corner is an upgrade over Rafael Devers. Love the kid to death. But, gee, my goodness. Can we stop a ball?
No.
But, good Lord. So yeah, football.
Hold on. We got one baseball thing left to do, and it's important.
Okay.
Mr. Baseball, Bob Uecker.
Oh yes,
this
yes.
week.
I'm so sorry.
Player for Milwaukee Braves, St. Louis Cardinals, Philadelphia Phillies, and Atlanta Braves. And he was a broadcaster for the Milwaukee Brewers from
David, can I do this one? Can I do this one? Because a lot of people that listen to our show have no idea who the hell Bob Uecker is, and the more comment
baseball.
Oh my God. I'm going to fucking mute you if you don't shut up. The easiest pop culture reference that we could make to help the younger generations that do listen to our show identify with Bob Uecker. He was the play-by-play announcer for the Cleveland Indians in the movie Major League. And Major League 2.
Just a bit outside.
Just a bit outside. Like, he's sitting there. He's like, the post-game show is brought to you by, where's it at? Oh, to hell with it.
Who gives a shit?
Nobody's listening anyway. Rick Vaughn delivers the pitch. Oh shit! It's like.
What's really funny is there are a lot of Bob Uecker.
Touchdown Ohio State.
There you go.
I'm on a delay because I'm streaming it on my DirecTV, but
but
Bob Uecker. I mean, if you go back, you can find it on YouTube. Listen to his Hall of Fame acceptance speech. And it's not he doesn't talk about his playing career. He gives you a very comedic life story. I mean, he goes all the way back to the old country. Right? I mean, he had some of these old timers and he had some of these Hall of Famers dying up on the stage. And Bob Uecker, I mean, the way he was an icon. I mean, a man among men. And he just made the game very digestible. Whenever I would find myself kind of just bored and not having anything else to do, I would, and the Brewers were playing, I would pull up my At Bat app and I would listen to the Brewers home broadcast just to listen to Mr. Uecker. And I mean, they had players from other teams, like pitchers that were, it was their off day, but they were traveling with the team, or, the Brewers were in town. They would ask for permission just to go up into the Brewers booth, just so they could sit next to Bob Uecker and just talk.
Mm.
And that spoke volumes. Wainwright made it a point to go up to the booth, and he was just anybody that you talk to that's spent more than 5 minutes with Bob Uecker had nothing but just amazing things to say about this man. And baseball and the universe in general is a much, much brighter place without him.
What's really funny is a lot of the people that were actually in the booth with him, they were talking about his mute button so he can cuss.
Yeah. And that's just, it goes back to him just being a ball player. And he admittedly, he was like, I was no good. He was like,
because his son played baseball too. And he was like, you're doing the same thing that I did, and you're making me proud.
Yeah. But Bob Uecker, 100% rest in peace. It's the Milwaukee organization would be able to do a huge service to the Uecker family and just the legacy of Bob Uecker in general by just renaming the booth the Bob Uecker booth.
It's a no-brainer.
Yeah, it's a no-brainer. I mean, it's just like with the Red Sox when Jerry Remy died a few years back. They renamed the Nesson booth the Jerry Remy booth, and yes, I mean, I got to see that. Just before the renaming took place, whenever I went up to Boston, we took that tour of Fenway, and we got to go up into the press boxes, and they already had the bouquet of roses in his spot overlooking the field. And let me tell you what, if you get the chance to take that level of a tour of Fenway Park or any ballpark in general, that hands down next to the dugout is the best seat in the house. 100%. because it is just you see everything. It's a beautiful thing. But now that we've backtracked. Thank you, David, for bringing that up. I appreciate it.
Mhm.
Football playoffs this weekend. Bizarro World was definitely in effect for at least one game.
We took a beating, that's for sure.
Well, we did. It kind of helps. It doesn't help the fact that there were only 4 games being played, but damn it. I've got to talk about this. You know that the refs are fucking up when Troy Aikman and Joe Buck
Oh yes.
call you out on national television
As
Mhm.
it's happening.
as it's happening. I'm not saying that the Texans would have won that game because they didn't help themselves by giving up 8 sacks on the day.
Yeah.
That's true.
Okay. But the bad calls, the no calls. I'm sitting there and the official, the head referee, Clay, was it Walker? I think his name is.
Like the country singer?
No, not the country singer. Not Clay Walker. His first name is, or his last name is Walker. Anyway, the head referee, the white hat that that was the crew chief of that officiating crew. When he referees Chiefs games, they were 6-0 going into Saturday. Yeah.
What a shock.
And when you have to come on the air and do a press conference the following day, well, that referee, he had to make post-game comments to defend his calls. And then the head of the officiating, or the vice president of the officiating committee, held a press conference the next day to defend those calls. When you have to do that, no. Of course you're going to go to bat and you're going to stand up for your referees because you don't want to make it look like, hey, there's something up. You go into full cover-up mode, right? Full on damage.
You can't make it too obvious.
Yeah,
even though it was very obvious.
But just, the whole 15 yards unnecessary roughness for breathing in the direction of our Lord and Savior Patrick Mahomes II. Get the fuck out of here. And then Kamei Fairbairn, the place kicker for the Houston Texans. Holy shit, dude. How bad did you have to shit the bed that morning? Did you go out drinking? Did you forget? Did you forget to do like your little? Did you forget to do a haka dance in the locker room?
Was he kicking with the right foot?
Yeah, exactly. We know that the laces were out, Dan, because Slow-Mo provided us that insight. How much did you either A, have to drink the night before, or B, how much did Andy Reid caress your nutsack the night before to make
Twinkle
you
his
kick
eye
when
more,
you
bro.
kick? How do you miss an extra point? It's a chip shot. Really, it's a chip shot. You talk to most of the Cowboys place kickers, and they will tell you how do you miss. They'll ask you how do you miss a plate or a chip shot like that? How do you miss a point after try? I understand a 53-yard field goal attempt into the win, but you got to make it at least look believable. Instead, no, you shank it like, oh, hey, I'm going to do my Pele impression and try to do a scissor kick or a wheel kick. It's not a good look, man.
He just put a little English on it,
Yeah, but
he's trying to trick shot it off the goalpost.
So, I'll give the Texans right guard, Tanae. I'll give him all the props in the world. He went that entire game without a false start or an illegal formation penalty.
Which he usually does.
The most heavily penalized offensive lineman in the NFL this year was him.
Man,
wow.
all I'm going to say about the ref situation is Taylor Swift must give the world his best blowjob with how much biasy these refs have for the Chiefs.
I don't even think that she's the one doing it because she's got that whole coven going on.
Yeah,
Somebody has to be.
There's some kind of free use policy there with the refs, for real.
Because, dude, I can't get the play out of my head where they
It's
called
Hunt's
a flag.
ketchup lube. They're just doing it.
where they called the flag
Titanic Astroglide is what it is.
for roughing the passer or wherever it was, and they showed the replay. When they were talking about him getting hit in the head.
Yeah,
And
both of those were crap. I mean,
Yeah, they hit
the
the
one where
two defenders
they
hit each other.
collided, they didn't even touch his head.
Yeah, they
At
hit
all.
each other.
And, you know, he sells it, and he gave himself up as being a used car salesman when he tried to draw the penalty on that little. I'm going to go
The out
Oh,
of
he did
bounds
the
one.
LeBron
Yeah.
impression. I mean,
Oh yeah.
come on.
So
Yeah.
I'm just saying,
Dude, it's like,
LeBron
what is
James
he-
was very proud of that play. LeBron James
Oh.
absolutely was very proud.
dude, I was like, what are you, a soccer player? Oh, my ACL.
Because if you look at
Dude.
the DraftKings commercial that LeBron did with Kevin Hart, that little dance that he did, it looked an awful lot like what Patrick Mahomes tried to pull on the sideline on Saturday.
Uh-huh.
I'm just like, cut. So you know what? I am all in on a Buffalo Washington Commanders Super Bowl. I 100% am.
Hey,
Oh, yeah.
Jaden Daniels, LSU, let's go.
I mean, dude, I'm just. I saw a meme today, and I'm like, don't invite that evil, in here, Ricky Bobby. But it's like,
If
The-
Joe
the
can't
Bills-
do it, then Jaden can.
right? If the Bills they're 0-3 against the Chiefs in the playoffs, and there's no way that a team could lose 4 consecutive crucial playoff games. But then you think about the Bills from the 90s, right?
Well,
And
yeah.
you think about the Broncos from the 80s, But
May I introduce
4
you
straight
to-
with a Hall of Fame quarterback. You had Jim Kelly, who was amazing, surrounded by great receivers, and
what
4
was it,
times in a row
Thurman?
in the Super
Thurman at
Bowl.
running
4
back,
times
right?
they came up short. 2 times against the same team.
yeah, I mean, they had Thurman at running back, right? If I remember correctly.
I think for maybe the last 3.
Yeah, that's right. So, but here's the thing. As far as the MVP conversation is concerned, I have said this in episodes past. Josh Allen, 100% MVP for the 2024 season.
Absolutely.
And he put that argument to rest
He put it to bed last night.
night in a very convincing fashion.
Yep.
I mean, he did not turn the ball over at all. Lamar Jackson did it twice. Lamar Jackson had what? He had 1 rushing touchdown.
I think last night was legitimately the tiebreaker for voters. Like it had to be.
It's
down to those
all
two.
actuality, yeah. I mean, the voting, the criteria for MVP stops at the end of the regular season. But I think last night, yeah, Trey, you're absolutely 100%. Last night, that playoff game between Baltimore and Buffalo was the tiebreaker. I think that Josh Allen definitively made his case.
Yep.
And so I'm looking for that. I mean, that was an absolute slugfest, except right down there towards the end when you could just tell that Baltimore knew, right? And even then, I mean, when they made that comeback and they missed the 2-point conversion, right? I'm just like, oh my gosh. I mean, dude, that
About that game, though, one thing about that game was the basic fact of Baltimore actually going in. And I mean, most of those plays were due to the fact that the snow and the ice and everything.
Mhm.
If they didn't have that snow and ice, they might have won that game. Mother Nature helped out the Buffalo Bills this weekend.
Well, Taylor Swift helps the Chiefs, but that's not part of the conversation. The fact is that they had the task conditions and standards laid out in front of them by game time. They knew they were going to be playing in the shit weather. They knew that. 100% knew that ahead of time. Okay. But that didn't matter. It was hands down. I think that this was the game of the year.
Oh yeah, well yeah. Oh yeah.
100% that was the game of the year. Because I mean, everybody knew that it was going to be a slugfest. Everybody knew it was going to be a street fight, and it came down literally. I mean, when they were talking about, what was it? Buffalo was going to be like a 2.5-point favorite.
Oh God.
It literally. I mean, they still didn't make the spread, which upset a lot of people in Vegas. But you know what? Those are the types of games that make football watchable.
Oh yeah.
as opposed to the other side of the spectrum in the AFC, when you've got teams like Kansas City basically being coddled and hand fed a trip to the AFC Championship game. It's because Roger Goodell is trying so hard to get the Patriots dynasty out of people's mouths that he's just like, oh God, I got to give that to this kid. It's like, and then on top of that, you add Taylor Swift. Oh, well, she's going to bring the viewership and the fanship by 30%. Nobody fucking cares. It's like she's just, as far as we know, she puts her pants on one leg at a time unless she levitates when she gets out of bed in the morning and slips them on both legs at the same time. Nobody knows. Maybe Travis Kelce does, but other than that.
She's so skinny, I bet she takes off when she farts.
You'd almost have to wonder, like, what kind of orthopedic padding does Travis Kelce have to put onto his pelvis to keep from bruising?
He takes his hip pads from his football pants and just slides them to the front.
Yeah, the thigh pads. He puts them in, he takes the thigh pads that nobody wears anyway, and he puts them in. Yeah.
No, she takes off when she farts.
But the one game that really like pleasantly surprised the absolute dog shit out of me. I mean, we all picked the Texans to win that game. The Chiefs, of course, they win that game. We picked Buffalo to win. Buffalo thankfully won that game. We all picked the Lions, the number 1 seed in the NFC.
I wasn't in on your pick, but I had the Lions too.
I was so upset about that.
Well, the further that game came, the further that we got into that game, I found myself, I'm like, you know what? Let's go Washington. Because I want to see just how far Cinderella can ride.
Bro, that was an awesome game,
dude.
Oh yeah.
My God.
You want to talk and see? Here's the thing. Everybody wants to talk about Jared Goff as going to be the savior of the Detroit Lions. This is games like that, when it matters, is why the Rams traded him. Okay.
Yeah.
Matt Stafford is that guy.
Until Matt Stafford got into the right system, he was basically Jared Goff 1.0.
Yeah.
Okay. So is he going to be the quarterback next year in Detroit? Yeah, probably.
He's not going anywhere. They're going to keep him around.
He needs to find him a good quarterback coach, and Jared Goff needs to work the fuck out this offseason. Don't be out there playing golf. Don't be doing your best Tony Romo impression, trying to qualify for the U.S. Open. Go practice. Go work out, because you owe that to the city of Detroit. You owe that to those fans. You want to talk about the biggest blue ball in the history of sports? It's a good thing that they wore their blue pants on Sunday. But the other game that was in, up for contention, we picked the Eagles to win that game. By God, the Rams gave it a run, didn't they?
Yep.
Yeah, they did.
28.
Another one that was a hell of a game.
It was. That was a good game.
It was tit for tat, dude.
Dude, it was. You get that like so appetizer in the way of the Chiefs game, and then just the end of, just the other 6 teams just kind of said, you know what, fucking let's show them how it's supposed to work. And I'm just like, man, come on. Like watching that Chiefs game had us frustrated. Colin and I were sitting there in the living room trying to watch this game, and we're fucking yelling at the TV. We're like, holy shit. Like, how is that a penalty? How did you not call that holding? And the amount of false starts that Kansas City didn't get called against them was unreal.
Dude, their right tackle false starts every other fucking snap. He's a half step ahead.
Yeah. But we can't have that conversation.
No, he gets at least a half kick step ahead of the whole snap every other snap, dude. It's crazy.
Yeah. Meanwhile, if a fan from the other team, other team farts in the stands, they get a false start. It's just stupid. But next we've got the conference championship games. We are down to the final 4. We've got the Eagles hosting the Commanders. What is going to be a rematch. This is the 3rd meeting between these division rivals, so it's going to be all NFC East. Cowboy fans need to take a little bit of solace from that because at least it's from your division. I mean, personally, me as a Red Sox fan, if the Red Sox don't represent the AL East in the playoffs, fuck everybody else. Okay, I'm like, I don't want that shit because then you got to spend the entirety of the next season listening to your division foe talk shit about how they made it all the way. It's like, just don't. Just save yourself the breath. In fact, go outside and apologize to those trees for wasting the fucking oxygen that they work so hard to produce. You know what? And this is going to totally be an emotional pick, but there's a little bit of logic behind it. I think that the Commanders are going to ride that high, and I think that they're going to eke this game out. And they're going to advance. And Jaden Daniels is going to be the first rookie quarterback to advance to the Super Bowl.
No, on this one, I think what's going to happen is this is going to be another good game this weekend, and it's going to be up for grabs. But I seriously think Philly's going to pan out with it.
And again, this is going to be. There's a lot of emotional pick in this one, but nah, I can't pick Phillies again. I've picked them too many times this year already.
You're at your limit.
I can't do it anymore. I cannot do it anymore.
You probably have a scoreboard. How many? It's Philly.
I've been waiting for the time where I can make a full-on emotional pick.
Well, I mean,
against the Eagles.
It's to the point where the largest producer of holy water in the country listens to our show, waiting for the order.
Listen, I'm not any happier on picking for the goddamn Commanders for this either. Like, let's not get it wrong.
Right. Yeah. No,
I am not happy about picking them either, but I just don't want to go through another Eagles win. The fans just I can't tolerate it.
Okay,
I can't.
Yeah, no, you're very upset with the destruction of Philly. Even if they win or lose, you're still upset with the destruction of Philly on this one.
Let them do whatever they want to Philly. It's what they do to the other fans that piss me off.
Oh yeah, that's true too.
It is true. I mean, when you throw battery, snowballs at the other team with batteries hiding in them. And Trey, if you've spent more than 5 minutes listening to our show, you know exactly how I feel about the city of Philadelphia. Save the Rocky Balboa steps at the top of the Natural History Museum.
He's not fucking real.
I know. I'm making that point here.
Character.
Listen.
The goddamn hero is a movie character.
Calm your tits. I'm making a point here. Understanding that Rocky is a fictional character, that is the only saving grace that Philadelphia has. Okay? I understand that Rocky's not fucking real. Pull the fictional footsteps off of the top of the steps and then let the city get raised. I don't care.
Oh my God!
It's always Sunny in Philadelphia is a pretty good show. So
yeah, and it celebrates how awful everybody there is.
Wait, hold on.
Exactly. So
Rocky.
I've got this. It's not fucking real.
Oh my God!
I love Rocky, dude. I believe that if you're an immigrant coming into this country, you should have to watch episodes 1 through 4.
Right there you go.
So, I love it, but it's not real.
I know that.
Neither are Philadelphia's chances. Washington's gonna win this shit. Jaden's going to the Super Bowl as a rookie. Fuck LSU. Let's go.
Right. But what I'm saying, the point that I was making.
That's what I was getting at.
Right. But the point that I was making is that historically, I have zero love for the city of Philadelphia. In fact, the year that the Phillies went to the World Series and lost against the Astros, that weekend, not only did they lose the World Series, but they lost in the they lost in the Stanley Cup playoffs, and then they lost in the Major League Soccer championship game, all in the same weekend. And I'm just I'm that kind of chaos.
Didn't every single one of their major league lose all at the same time?
Yeah, just said that, but thanks.
No, but it was all of them. You only mentioned like 2 of them. It was like everything.
Yeah, they're baseball, they're
NBA.
hockey, and they're soccer. Oh no, you're right.
Yeah,
Florida-
the NBA was
Yeah.
included.
Oh,
in that.
touchdown Ohio, by the way.
Yep.
Nice.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah,
Apparently
literally
I got caught up, so-
everything.
But I'm taking Washington on that one. Just
Absolutely.
because fuck Philadelphia. David, obviously you're trying to employ the Dickerman logic and you're going Philadelphia. Okay. What
Yeah.
about you, Chris? Washington, because you've got
Oh.
that taste in your mouth.
Absolutely.
What about you, Colin?
Philadelphia.
Philadelphia. Really? Man, fucking
Damn it, Colin. Oh my god.
you know what? And Trey, we're gonna add you to this week's picks. So
Washington, D.C., there's a new commander in chief. We're talking about D.C. We're not talking about the liberal ass state. We got this. Jaden's in charge of the team. Fucking Trump's in charge of the country. Washington to the Super Bowl. Let's fucking go.
okay. Next up, we have got the Buffalo Bills, the number 2 seed versus the number 1 seed, which is debatable, like Peyton Manning. We got the Buffalo Bills against the Kansas City Swifties. So, I'm taking Buffalo.
I want to
100%.
see Travis Kelce.
No, I want to see. I want to see
No,
Patrick
no,
Mahomes' knee explode.
I want
Go ahead.
Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce being carried out to a ambulance by the end of this game.
I
Yes.
Damn.
Yes.
I want Patrick Mahomes' knee to explode so badly on national television that his dad, who is currently serving a prison sentence for way too many DUIs, to go, you know what, Bubba, I'm going to let you fuck me in the ass real good tonight because I know that shit hurts. I mean, whew, yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah.
I mean, I want his wife to go, you mean I'm going to have to really start that OnlyFans page now? God. Okay.
God, I hate her. That could be a whole nother podcast about how much I fucking hate Brittany Mahomes.
I mean, I want Travis Kelce to be embarrassed so thoroughly on national television that Taylor Swift breaks up with him.
I want Patrick
Oh,
Mahomes to be.
Damn.
I want
I mean,
Patrick.
I want
and
Travis
Kelce.
Kelce. I want the
be-
entire coaching staff. I want the entire Kansas City Chiefs organization to be the subject matter of Taylor Swift's next album.
I want
So everybody's
Mahomes
going
and
Buffalo?
Kelsey-
Oh,
I
yeah.
want Mahomes and
I
Kelsey
want that
to be paralyzed from the
No, see,
shoulders down.
I want that to be her 13 reasons why.
wow. I mean, I just want
in
his
that
knee
case,
to
I just
explode.
hope that both teams have fun.
I want both of these guys so like they gain an extra chromosome by the end of this game. I swear.
What you're saying. So what you're saying is that you want them to walk out of Arrowhead with applications and job offers from the AARP,
Yeah.
or no, what is it, AARC, or AARC, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
The
That-
DERP.
I'm going to be drafted into the Special Olympics next year.
Dude, I think
I
they
want-
have flag football now.
I want Kelsey to look like Sloth from the Goonies. By
Wow.
Oh.
you guys.
Oh,
Sloth was a gentle chime. I
all of
think
this
he was.
is choosing violence today, and I'm here for it, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes.
Hey, so we're going Buffalo across the board, correct?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right.
That's pretty much in the
I would, David, I would tell you to go ahead and just post the picks like that, but because you had to be some kind of contrarian with my son and pick Philadelphia for some ungodly reason.
No, I was gonna pick Philadelphia from the beginning.
He's wearing a green sweater.
You know, that's a green monster sweater or hoodie. So, I mean, he's my kid, so he didn't have a choice. He was born into the nation.
yeah.
See the look of disgust on Trey's face.
I don't need your fucking absolution, dude.
Mm.
Trey. That's why I love this dude.
The green does look good with the red hair, though.
I mean, he's toe-headed. He's not a ginger. He has a soul.
Yeah.
Kind of
Looks like a ginger to me.
Well, I mean, colorblind is, I guess, it's whatever. I mean, they said we needed to be colorblind as a nation today, right?
Yeah.
Leading from the front.
You're all just shitty shades of green.
Yep.
There will be no bigotry here. You are all equally worthless.
That's it.
So, Trey, go ahead and talk about your charity group after we
Oh, yeah.
we're
Oh, yeah,
giving
that's
Get your
why he's
promo
here.
commercial in right here before we do this.
Angry Mood Production is promising $300 to your charity group, and go ahead.
No, I absolutely love that. We appreciate it. I'm with Real Warriors Foundation. What we are is we're a 501c3 nonprofit. And when I say that, we are a nonprofit in the truest form of the word. Like our president, Joey, doesn't take a dime for any of this. He comes out of pocket for way too much. Probably doesn't write off as much as he should. I know personally, I've done the same thing. Chris, which happens to be a part of our organization, not somebody on the board, but somebody who is just a member, has benefited and has seen the things that we do to try to get veterans out. What we do is we take guys out on the water from anywhere from like 4-hour bay fishing trips, or we're hoping to do like inland, freshwater trips this upcoming year, all the way up to 36-hour, day and a half overnight yellowfin and bluefin tuna fishing trips out on the West Coast. Right now we have charters in our mother charter is in San Diego. That's where Joey and his best friend founded the mother charter, and then work brought Joey to San Antonio. We connected through Drinking Bros and built a relationship there. And then Joey asked me to take on the Texas charter master position. So I coordinate all of our trips here, whether it's freshwater or saltwater for Texas. But eventually we're looking to expand all the way out to, we want to do like a Florida chapter, and we want to do a chapter somewhere in the Carolinas, so that we can do this whole thing from coast to coast, and, maybe somewhere up in Minnesota. That's the state of 1,000 lakes or whatever, right? Well, we could get 1,000 vets out there fishing maybe. So let's try it. But it's all about networking. It's all about feeling people out, and that's what we're trying to do, man. And we greatly appreciate the donation. That right there will allow us to take probably 3 people out this spring. So
okay, awesome. On that though, it is Real Warrior Sport Fishing.
No, Real Warriors Foundation.
Oh, okay, I messed it up then.
I think 1,000 vets out on the middle of a frozen lake in Minnesota would be kind of a wild idea.
That would be awesome. There'd be too much fire. There would be too much fire.
You'd be guys out there with like glass simulators that they found in the bottom of their duffel bags going, watch this.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying though. It doesn't have to just be a saltwater thing. Like, if we can get people inland, fishing trout, fishing salmon, fishing bass, like that would be awesome. It's all about putting people together. We want to put veterans together that might not have any other way to seek out that brotherhood that they used to have, but they're interested in fishing. We want to companionate those people.
Now, obviously for the saltwater excursions, I mean, you guys are out of Corpus Christi, right?
Our trips that we've done out of Texas so far have been out of Port Aransas.
Okay, Port Aransas. Okay.
Yep. But
saltwater endorsement.
primarily, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
You need them to have a saltwater endorsement on their fishing licenses, right?
Yeah. That's
Okay.
that's one of the only things is you have to show up with the appropriate licensure. We pay for the trip. We pay for your fish processing afterwards. And then on our trips in San Diego, we've paid for fish to actually be shipped to you if you were out of state. Like I was here in Texas, they shipped my tuna to me. So
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So, do they just sign up through the website, or how does that work exactly?
The best way to become involved is one, to go on Facebook and go to Real Warriors Foundation. That's our main site. Just like it, check out a couple videos, scroll through them, hit the like button if you don't mind. It really helps us. And once you join there, look up on Facebook also, it's a group. And this is specifically for the veterans that want to know about our upcoming charters, and anybody that's interested in donating, go to RWF Community. So like Real Warriors Foundation Community, RWF Community, look that up. And if you look it up right now, I'll start getting notifications on my phone and I'll start adding people. So, if you want to get involved, you want to learn how to participate, you want to learn how to donate, you want to get a more in-depth idea on who we are and what we do and how we operate, we invite any inquiries, and we appreciate every ounce of support that we get.
And check out the merch too. They got
t-shirts, buy merch.
Yeah.
Hold on.
I'm on the Facebook page right now, and I'm looking, and I'm like, I need to see if I can find a picture of our resident mountain man over here.
If you dig in there far enough, you're going to find me in the video when we did the.
I think that and Chris will probably be on our Instagram as well. Real Warriors.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, because
there's videos from our red snapper trip that we went on.
Yeah.
I live.
That was a great trip. That was really good.
Yeah, I live up the coast, towards Clute, Freeport, over in that area. Just before you get to San Luis Pass over there at Galveston.
Okay.
And I'm like, man, I've been dying to try because I get that super combo every year with the saltwater endorsements, and I'm like, man. And then when he told me, and Chris told me that he was getting to go do that, and I was like, fucker. Damn it.
Go.
I'm sitting there like,
yeah, no, we have
Chris Adams over here looks like he should be hunting elk, and I'm like, fucking dude, I just want to go fishing.
Well, the trip that Chris and we had Chris and I think 3 other veterans that came with us, and we rented an Airbnb. Showed up the night before, hung out, and the next day we went fishing, came back home. We got all the fish cleaned and everything. I went out back and grilled the fish while one of the other soldiers made a paella.
Dude, we had a
and
ass
we ate like kings and queens.
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh yeah.
And then I woke Chris up and brought him to the bar in his Baby Yoda pajama pants.
Yes.
What is with you?
100%.
I got some pictures from your girlfriend show me.
Straight up in pajama pants, and I believe I don't remember if I wore my chanclas or my cowboy boots. I can't remember. But
no, you had on cowboy boots with your pajama pants.
You're right. I did wear my boots. I had my cowboy boots, my pajama pants, t-shirt. Yep.
And he was getting hit on as we walked out of the bar.
Well, I mean,
Uh-huh.
you've seen him obviously in person, so yeah, I could totally
Dude.
understand why.
He sits right next to me
I
at
sit
work.
next to him every day.
It's just
I not only worked with him at this company, I worked with him at Black Rifle too.
Yeah.
oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's how we initially met, was Black Rifle. We were both customer service at that time.
Yep.
Right.
And then after I parted ways with them, then he got me on over here at where we're at now.
Oh, okay, so you're the guy that we have to praise for getting him that job.
Yep.
Because he was really worried about that, brother.
Oh yeah. I got my $500 bonus off of him. We're good.
and see, and Chris did not have to spend a single day on his knees. That's awesome.
Not one.
Are we sure about that?
I mean, David, you're the one with the kinder chin than his, so I'm just kind of saying.
You're right.
It gets lost in the wilderness. I just got to tickle his ass once in a while when he stands up.
give him the debit card swipe.
I just, every once in a while.
Sometimes.
It's
Oh man.
Hey,
What else do we got going on? I mean,
Oh yeah, I
we're
forgot.
We're
almost
half
kinda
time
into
in
that
Natty
lull.
right now.
yeah, we're almost kind of into that our yearly sports lull where we really don't quite have anything pictures.
I mean,
and
because it doesn't do any good to talk about hockey during the hockey season, because really the real season starts in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Nobody cares about basketball.
Well, how many of y'all are from around San Antonio?
I live down in Clute, Lake Jackson area.
I'm
Okay.
from Wichita Falls.
Well, I'm a season ticket holder for the Brahmas
Okay.
for the UFL, and me and my wife went to, I think, 4 out of 5 home games last year. And dude, I'll tell you what, it's spring football when you're bored. It is a hell of a thing to watch.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. I mean,
What's the big thing with the UFL?
Well,
Because
it's
a little
a
different from
combination
NFL?
between the UFL, the XFL, and the USFL. They combined, like The Rock and his ex-wife bought. They took their stake in like the XFL and combined with the people at the UFL or USFL, and they made the UFL.
Okay.
And
Yeah,
so there's
it's-
like 8 teams right now. I think next year they're going to expand to 12 teams.
right.
We had a guy when I was working corrections. He played in a minor league football.
Yeah, that was part of the. It was the indoor football league. He was on the Wichita Falls Nighthawks.
Okay.
Yeah, so in arena football is a different animal, and it's fun to watch. So
Well, this is 100-yard like regular football.
yeah,
So
yeah, and I'm glad that they did something with that league, and because it was the USFL, they played out of one stadium, right? And they just had all 8 teams playing out of one stadium.
yeah, now like this year it's weird. Like we play 10 games, but we only have 4 home games. So we play in St. Louis twice. But that's because they had to schedule around like Fiesta and shit like that,
Yeah. Yeah, well, I mean, hopefully one day that that league, that at least that team, kind of takes root in the San Antonio area and starts competing with, like the Spurs. I honestly, if they keep talking about, like, Major League Baseball is talking about wanting to add 2 more expansion teams, and they're all like, "Oh, we'll give another team to Texas, put it in San Antonio," and it's like, where the fuck are they going to put them?
Our minor league team here does pretty good. The Missions.
Well, yeah, no, I get that, because I mean, I'm not an Astros. I mean, the Astros are kind of like my JV team, but I spent a lot of time in Sugar Land last summer going to Space Cowboy games, and then I know that down the road in Corpus they've got the Astros AA team, and I'm like, dude. So I mean, I love minor league ball. So yeah, it's more affordable than Major League Ball, and 2, it's like these dudes are trying to trying to prove something as opposed to just up there earning a paycheck. And
Is the concession stand still the same price though?
yeah, I mean, well,
It's not
But it's
bad.
not $85.
well, when you're
It's not
talking
bad.
about like, okay, so
I bought 2 beers and it was $35. Okay.
no, it's not that bad. It's
Mm.
not that bad. No.
No, you're
you-
probably looking like $18 for 2 beers.
Yeah, $18 for 2
Okay.
beers. I mean, if you're
Okay.
going to spend like $30 on anything at a minor league ballpark like Constellation Field in Sugarland, you're probably for 2 people. You're looking at maybe spending $35 for 2 people, and that's a beer and a dog, and then maybe a pretzel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
But
mean, I was so upset because I got your beer. She's like, no wonder my wife's so upset that she buys the beers. I'm like, that should have been a clue, man.
Dude, if
Well-
y'all ever get a chance to go to the ballpark in Arlington, up in right field on the second level,
Mhm.
they've got the all-you-can-eat party porch.
Yeah,
Those tickets are like $46, dude, and it's
I-
the
I've
only
been-
thing you pay for is beer.
yeah. I've been to the lunchbox.
Oh, I loved it.
I and they're calling it.
I would do that.
Don't get me wrong. There was nothing wrong with the old ballpark. Honestly, there wasn't, and I loved the all-you-can-eat seats at the Rangers ballpark. The old one across the street from the new place. But I don't know.
You know, one place I want to go
There's
though.
something inherently wrong with playing baseball on AstroTurf.
It
You know,
is.
you know, one place I want to go. I want to go to that almost. It's like a Spear, in L.A., but it's in Dallas. But it's a bar.
Oh, yeah.
Rotating restaurant. Yeah.
Yeah.
The Space Needle in Seattle is the same way. So it rotates. It's 1 revolution per hour.
No. This is a bar that has a screen. and
Yeah,
it's
he's
so
talking about like where it looks like you're
Oh.
on the field. Like,
Gotcha,
what's
yeah.
the name of that place, babe? We were just talking about that place. Yeah, dude, it
Okay.
looks awesome. I think
Yeah.
they're supposed to open one in San Antonio.
I'd probably downtown.
They often, you know how they got like Top Golf. There's a place that they opened up in Houston last year called the Dugout. It's virtual batting cages,
Yeah.
and I mean it's all the ballparks. Like you just load any ballpark up, and you know,
Dude, that would be
yeah, like,
amazing. I absolutely would.
yeah,
dig
dude.
that.
I would go broke in that place.
It's called Cosm.
Cosm. Okay.
Cosm. But yeah, it's like you're sitting like underneath the goal post in the end zone when they're down at the goal line.
Yeah.
So like you have a referee's view of the play coming in front of you, and it's wild, dude. I can't wait to go check it out.
Yeah.
That's cool.
What about that new Tiger Woods like putt place? Has anybody gone to one of those yet?
No, but I keep seeing videos about it, and I'm like, dude, that looks so much fun. And you see all the PGA guys just talk shit to each other.
Oh yeah. They're smashing each other, dude.
Oh, that's great. But
Speaking of golf, did you see the video of that one dude, that rookie guy on PGA that went, what was it, 8 octuple bogey or whatever, because he had the bunkers on either side. And he just kept hitting from one bunker.
Oh, yeah.
I can't remember his name.
Stop the ball.
there was that one bunker he just could not get out of.
Oh God, that was.
That was
Kudos to that dude for keeping his cool, because I absolutely
Dude,
would have lost
I
my
would've snapped my
ever loving mind.
I would have
He
snapped
went
my
from like
putter in my
6
wet
under
whip.
to like 2 over.
Yes, in one hole.
Yeah. All right.
Oh
Over the
God.
weekend.
Hold
So
on, Johnny.
go ahead.
Here's the bar.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
Dude,
You
that would
play
get
it?
somebody like
Yeah,
that.
look at that.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's your vantage point, dude. From like a 35-foot tall screen.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would do that.
Yeah, that's kind of insane.
That's one
I
thing I
do not.
want as a team go to.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
So to fulfill the nerd portion of the show, over the weekend I had my boys down here, and they were so my oldest stepkid, Colin, and the middle brother Sam. They sequestered themselves in a room over the weekend, and they went from like a list of like what 85 to what a couple of hundred. Was it a couple of hundred
Like-
titles?
It was at least 150 or more
Okay,
games.
so 100 plus games, right? Video games, and they tried to whittle this down via debate style to create a top 10.
Oh man!
I would like to tell.
And you
the
guys
top 10.
survived?
Yeah, go
Yeah.
ahead.
Well, we
Yeah, well,
spent
see,
like
they tried to show me their list, and I was like, "Why the fuck was?" No, I will late. I will get
Okay.
into this after.
Okay. Okay, so we spent like 5.5 hours doing this.
That was just building the list.
I
Number
can see
one.
that.
No, number one. Shadow of the Colossus.
Well, you started. Or don't you start at number 10? And
Oh
then
yeah,
you-
number 10.
Yeah.
Okay, number 10. Number 10.
Okay,
The
here we go.
original Resident Evil 4.
Hmm,
That game is so good, and it is probably the best Resident Evil game. The story and the jokes and just the gameplay and all the areas in it are great. It's
Ooh, we lost Trey.
dang. I'm trying to remember all of them.
What-
Number
was
8.
it was it because of
No,
the
number-
list?
They're opening a list. Is it Epstein? No.
Number 9. Dad, do you remember what number 9 was?
No, I
Okay,
don't.
I think
This is your list.
Yes.
I know, but it
Oh,
was
okay, you're talking
we
about
did.
Colin,
I've slept since then.
right. Hold on. Hold
God,
on.
slept
Hold on,
since then.
Hold on.
What about
Yeah.
Metal Gear Solid?
There was a Metal Gear game.
Okay. As long
It
as
was
we-
number the Metal Gear game
I
was
just
number 3.
texted Jake to have him come down, and I realized I still had my caps lock on. So yeah, he's gonna think I yelled at him.
Get over
He's gonna come in. He'd be like,
here.
"Yes, sir." Like, you're not in trouble. I'll let my camera lock. I'm gonna have him hop on camera for a minute, and I'm
Oh.
gonna have him. I'm gonna.
Final Fantasy 7.
The original was on there. Yes.
Okay.
I can see that.
I just told him.
Okay, I'm back.
You could have. You could have.
Okay.
What'd I miss?
All right.
You
So
could've
they
told
were
him just to
talking
bring the
about
board.
they went from like 100+ game titles,
We're just bullying the boy.
No,
whittling
tell
down to a
him to
top
bring the
10.
board. Tell him to bring the board.
I did. He hasn't read it, so well, hopefully he sees like the notification, and then he turns around and gets the list and comes back.
And there was a COD game on there.
Yeah, there was a Modern Warfare, the original Modern Warfare. Call of Duty 4 was on there, and I was like, why not Call of Duty 2? Right? And they're like, well, this one basically saved Call of Duty, and I'm like, okay, I get it.
No. What we said was this was the game that really got people into Call of Duty.
Okay,
And the
that's
multi-
what.
Yeah,
the
'cause
multi-
the originals didn't really have any PvP.
All right, first
Yeah.
off, forgot to turn off my caps lock, so you're not in trouble. I wasn't trying to yell. Second of all, we're live, so you're gonna be live. Let me.
Fuck it, we're doing it live.
Yeah, so I'm turning up the headphones. Step in the shot. Step in the shot. All right, so everybody, angry faithful, boys, girls, all ages, blah blah blah. This is my stepson, Jake.
What's up, dude?
Hey, Jake.
Colin brought up the list. Feel free to plug your YouTube channel with the 4-hour video. You get
I
to
haven't put it yet.
Okay, fine then. Fuck you. Just talk about the list.
So so Colin,
Just get in the shot. Good God.
so Colin and I and our brother Sammy deliberated over like 5 or 6 hours across the span of like 2 days, trying to figure out what we believed were the top 10 video games of all time. But first we wrote down a list of like over 160, 170 games and meticulously went through each one until we got down to the top 10. And then
What are the top 10?
So,
Where
okay.
was Metal Gear Solid 2 on your list?
I can't hear what they're saying.
You
I
got-
can barely hear what they're saying. Hold
Okay,
on.
fine. Here, turn that down.
Okay.
Here, there you go.
Where was Metal Gear Solid 2 on your list?
MGS2 did not make it.
Wow.
I guess.
Wow.
Get the
No,
guy out of here.
Listen.
just lost.
We,
At least
and what we
half
did,
your
what we
The game
did
of
with
the game.
okay, no,
When you
what
have
we
the
did.
when the director
No.
is
David,
voted
shut up.
most popular
David, shut up.
director
David, shut up.
in
What we said,
history.
David, shut up. What we said was, with
Oh
all
my
the games that
God.
made the top 10, was if they were in a series, this was the best one to come out of their series. So there is, in fact, a Metal Gear game in the top 10.
Well,
Okay.
there's
That's
not
acceptable.
there's not a Metal Gear game that plays like a Metal Gear game in top.
Yeah, that is true.
It's not a stealth game.
What was that?
I don't know what was that.
You know, I'm gonna kind of go out on a limb and say that this game's pretty much over now at this point. I don't think Notre Dame's coming back.
No, it's done.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, touchdown Ohio State.
Happy inauguration, President or President Mr. Vance. You're welcome.
Yep. JD said he wondered if they'd be pissed if he skipped all the inauguration shit and just went to the Natty.
He was talking about the inauguration.
He wanted to skip it so he could watch the game. Anyway, go.
Okay. So our number 10 that we keep in mind, all of these games in mine and Collins and Sammy's opinion were 10 out of 10 games. It's just we think it personally some of these are slightly better than others. Our number 10 was Resident Evil 4.
Okay.
Okay. Our number 9 was Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare.
Okay.
Our number 8 is Fallout New Vegas.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Our number 7 is Super Smash Brothers Ultimate. Number 6 is Halo Reach.
Which is bullshit. They didn't put the original Halo on the list. No.
Yeah. I got you on that one. Yeah. Yeah.
We
No.
we do not
Listen,
deny
I
the impact of Halo
Hey-
1 or 2 or Reach. But
They all made it. The original Halo made it pretty far.
yeah, the first Halo made it into like the top 20. And then Halo
I'm
2
not gonna.
Halo 2 we cut out at like 30 or 40.
I'm not necessarily gonna argue against it, but I understand it.
Yeah, because okay, the story of Halo Reach alone, it's insane.
The baseball bat.
Okay, number 5 is Super Metroid. And that is my personal
We're gonna have to explain all these eventually.
Number
We can
4
do what the hell.
do what?
We can do a what the hell episode on it.
Number 4 is Final Fantasy 7.
Yeah.
The original, not the remake or the original Final Fantasy 7. Number 3 is Metal Gear Solid Rising Revengeance.
Okay.
Number
All
2
right. I forgive you.
Number 2 is Bloodborne. And number 1 is Shadow of the Colossus.
Okay, the reason why we say and Bloodborne and Shadow of the Colossus were really close. Like they're
We were
they're
flip
neck and neck.
between them.
Here's why. Shadow of the Colossus, especially that first playthrough, there's so much wow. I hear an echo.
The way that I described it was that of all the games on here, the only one that I wish I could go back in time and play again for the first time is Shadow of the Colossus. Because of that first playthrough.
You know what game that I end up playing no matter what constantly is Civilization.
We didn't put a single Civ game up here.
That some of them are actually really good, but you know, the game of
Command and
games.
Conquer.
Yeah, Command and Conquer is a good one too. Hell, there was one game. Okay, there was a can of I'll call it a strategy RPG. But there was one that me and a friend of mine, we got it out of a bin. It was like $5 per. Called World War III. You had to get oil and everything like that. It was basically Command and Conquer, but you know, modern type stuff where you had to get oil derricks and man, we played that forever. It was a cheap $5 game. there's some games out there that are more or less independent, and they're out there that are just. It amazes me. I don't understand why people haven't played them yet.
Oh, we have. I mean, we had plenty of independent games that made it really high. Sammy fought for a good number of them.
As much as dude, I hate how far Undertale made it on.
That was the one that and I tried to champion that one for Sammy, but
And I will admit that Undertale definitely has had influence on the internet, and it's not a bad game. But I hate how far it made it compared to some other games. It's so stupid.
No, I
can't believe
okay.
TIE Fighter's not on there.
Or Diablo, or
Right?
World of Warcraft.
I completely forgot about Diablo, to be honest.
Whoa!
I did. I guarantee there are a few games.
Or
that-
even
I
Baldur's
just want
Gate.
to put out a disclaimer. He's not biologically my kid.
Okay.
You don't even have WWE 2K4.
Diablo 2
You're right.
really, really good, but it never
Baldur's
crossed my
Gate.
mind.
Oh man, Mass Effect.
Me,
Hell,
Okay,
single-
I look as I know Mass Effect games are big, but I don't think it would have hit top 10.
Hey,
Like,
dude. No,
Mass
okay.
Effect
and this
2?
is
Okay.
this is our I just want to this is
Yeah,
our personal opinion.
This was us.
No, I got that.
our personal
I
one.
got that. But Knights of the Old Republic was not even on the list.
I
Thank you.
look, I did
Thank
think about putting that on there, but I was also like, I don't think a Star Wars game is gonna get to top 10.
Yeah, because I wanted to. I also
No,
thought
that
about
one
KOTOR, and I
ruled.
thought about OG Battle, like the original Battlefront 2. I thought about putting that one up there too, but I didn't think that it was gonna make it, so I didn't bother.
Ask
Dude,
Chris
and
if I would
we
ever
had
vote for a Star Wars
and
game.
we also we had
What?
a lot of great game. Like here, Jake, flip to the.
Oh yeah, if I can.
Yeah. Trey, what did you say?
I said, ask Chris if I would ever vote for a Star Wars game to be top of anything ever.
Fuck no.
I'm guessing that is a no.
Yeah, I know.
Try to
That's why-
drop kick his baby Yoda at his desk
So
in the
our-
mornings.
Our initial list was this big, this many things on there, and it took us, like 5 or 6 hours to go through and meticulously. I mean, we had. Oh, I accidentally touched your soundboard. Oops.
It's fine. You didn't.
Okay.
You didn't set anything off. So it's
Okay.
all good.
I didn't yell. No, we're good.
There were games that didn't make it. I mean, Colin put up almost the entire Fallout franchise on here, and we had to cut out most of them because
4, but New
Because-
Vegas was the pick of the pick.
that's what we were saying.
I did put 4, and I fought
Yeah.
for 4 for so long.
That's what we were saying because me and Colin were like, I told Colin, I was like, dude, I know that the Fallout games are crazy good, but we both know
Fake fun and no bueno.
that New Vegas is going to make top 10, and none of the others will probably.
In a nutshell,
Just let this be fun for me.
yeah.
That's right. That is true.
Games like we had Metal Gear Solid 1 up here, we had 3 up here. Colin put 5. I really, really liked 5, but 3 was the one that made it the furthest.
Well, you could say series.
I didn't want to do
Kingdom
series.
Hearts-
I wanted
Kingdom
individual
Hearts.
reviews.
Kingdom Hearts was actually a really good game.
Yeah,
We
and
did put- we-
we fought Kingdom Hearts 2 and 3 against each other. I wanted
So-
to put
Two
1, but
won.
I knew one would lose to 2.
What series had the most games in the list?
What about 1.5? That would have lasted pretty well.
No, that was
No,
one.
no,
rule.
we
collections were
made a
allowed.
few rules. There was no remasters. Remakes
No
were allowed.
remakes
And
were
no
allowed
unfinished
because they're
games.
completely new, but remasters were not, and collections were not allowed.
And no
Mega
unfinished
Man.
games, like no betas.
Yeah,
So, like
no
Trey said,
unfinished games either.
So, like Trey said, what
Basically,
game
every Call of
or
Duty.
what series was up there the most?
Fallout, the entire Fallout series except for Brotherhood of Steel and 3 were here.
And 76.
Huh?
And 76.
And 76. Yeah, 76 didn't make it either.
Because look, don't get me wrong. Fallout 3 is good, but compared to 1, 2, and 4, it's not beating those.
Yeah.
Or no Vegas.
What about Mega Man?
I really wanted to put Mega Man up there. I thought about Mega Man 2 and Mega Man X and Mega Man X4, but
I mean, you would have to
Mega
know
Man
the
2, bro.
backstory. Huh?
Mega Man 2, yeah. But I there were some games that I knew that I could not argue for over certain ones, and I knew that okay, I fought so hard for. I put a ton of fighting games up here that didn't make it either. That
And
I'm really sad about.
I'm kind of pissed because I didn't realize it, but I kept attacking the fighting games,
All my fighting games.
and eventually none of them made top 10. And I'm like, no.
I put Virtua Fighter. I put Virtua Fighter 2. I put King of Fighters 13. I put freaking what else did I put up here? I put Tekken 3. I put Street Fighter 2. I put Street Fighter 3. I put.
What about Mortal Kombat?
I put Mortal Kombat.
Okay, and this is by law. I will not tolerate any other answer. The best Mortal Kombat game is X.
X is the best one.
I'm kind of partial to Mortal Kombat 2.
Yeah,
I get
You're old.
I get the impact of 2.
Did you just call me old, Chris? Fuck
I damn sure just called you old.
Although
I played that shit on Genesis, dude.
I think UMK3 and Trilogy are better games than 2.
Trilogy was fun, but 2 was like for me that was my bread and butter when I was a kid.
Colin brought up GoldenEye, but I was like, you know what's what's better than GoldenEye that Rare also made like a year and a half, 2 years after, and we put it up here? Perfect Dark.
Yeah, Perfect Dark. Yeah.
See, during that time, I was on a Ghost Recon.
It's
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I was too.
I
And-
like
and-
Ghost
and
Recon, and
look,
that was
I
my
guess
shit.
you're using the same logic
Perfect Dart.
Halo off.
Perfect Dart is not a bad game, but the thing that
You know how
carries
many
it
hours and
is
and
because
I've lost in the
it's
barracks to playing
supposed
GoldenEye.
to be James Bond.
It's insane. It should have been illegal.
That is the thing that carries that
In the
game.
middle of the
that
day,
it's
we're out of
James
stuff to
Bond.
do, and we do
No,
barracks.
actually, it was the first and only
We're in the barracks playing GoldenEye.
movie game that actually panned out. That was actually really
Yeah.
good. Everybody
Yeah.
loved.
Yeah, but Perfect Dark is better.
Yeah.
And Perfect Dark didn't make it.
Dude, Perfect
I
Dark.
made it.
It made it on the initial list. It made it on the initial list, but it didn't make it to the top 10. Because we already had 2 FPSs and then a third one that's like can be FPS, but you can also, because Fallout New Vegas, you can play third person or FPS.
Also, this thing that made number 11 was Red Dead 2.
Yeah, Red Dead 2 was
Oh
number
God,
11.
yes. That's a game of games right there.
That one was it hurt me so bad to not put it in the top 10.
Dude, I was really like
It should be. It should be in the top 10 because Red Dead Redemption, the first one and the second one, the gameplay was good. 2, the storyline, you could just watch the cutscenes as a movie, and you'd be perfectly happy.
well yeah.
But
It
that's
hurt
almost
us,
universal. When you talk about games that you wish you could play over again for the first time, and that is almost invariably everybody talks about that.
It hurt us to not put it in top 10, but out of all the games that were top 10,
There are too many things that
There's so much to that game; it's not even funny.
But
Yeah,
but we were not necessarily thinking of like content wise, because like even like GTA has so much content in it. But
we didn't put a single GTA.
I would not
on
put
it.
any GTA games in the top 10, even though they have.
It's not okay. Here's the precedent for Red Dead Redemption. There's not that much DLC content. It's just
yeah. But like there were games that I wanted to fight for more.
And if Red Dead 2 definitely, if it came close, like RE4 and Red Dead are like really close together.
They were, yeah. We had to figure out which one we thought was the better game for that one specifically to make top 10, and I enjoy RE4 more than Red Dead 2.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
Because RE4 is just, it's so good. And the remake was great, but the original is better.
Yeah.
Who is it? Who's 10 Client 134?
That is my son.
Okay.
But
Um,
yeah,
I told him to check us out on Discord.
I guess we had a good number of Lego games up here.
yeah, and this, okay, this is another one where it's law. The best Lego game is Lego Superhero.
Yep,
Lego
Lego
Marvel Superheroes.
That was the one that made it the furthest. Although we didn't put Indiana Jones up here. I don't think.
I mean, the Star Wars
Dude,
Lego.
the Legos. Yeah, the Star
dude,
Wars saga.
don't get me wrong. Lego Star Wars is great, but Lego Marvel Superheroes
Yeah, that
is
was pretty good
just
too.
the best one.
Even the DC one. A lot of the Lego games were good.
But
mean,
I way prefer Lego Marvel over Lego Batman though. Just because Lego Marvel, I feel like there's a lot more you can do than Lego Batman, and that's a content wise. I really like the content.
That's another game that's really overlooked a lot of times. Is the Sony Spider-Man series.
Spider-Man, the PS4 one
PS4.
made it really high.
Yeah,
That was the only one we had on there
But
because
My thing,
I got
back and forth.
it was-
I was like, Colin, tell me straight because I think this way. I was like, I like Batman Arkham City more than Spider-Man PS4.
and I agreed with them.
Colin agreed with
because
me. But even
but it was really it got really funny because I started going off on Miles Morales like as a character. Like like in the Sony Spider-Man games, I started going off as a character. Not his game. Just as a character, he is so bad. And it pisses me and when I was playing Spider-Man 2, it pissed me off a lot when he showed up with his new toothpaste looking goofy ass suit. And he's like, "Is Miles original? Everything you make isn't original. Like, who made it?"
You know what you should do is do a video game companies, because there's a lot of stuff from Rockstar doesn't really miss. In all reality,
I think that should be a what the hell all by itself.
yeah.
And we'll have a round table. You can, you can.
We can't do it Tuesday. We can't do it Wednesday. We can do it like Wednesday.
Friday.
What? I gotta find out when I told him. Thursday.
you have class on.
I got class.
Okay. We can do it.
We'll figure out a time to do it
yeah.
because you can do it from upstairs.
Oh, okay.
But do you have you don't have a web camera, do you?
Oh no. Well, can I use my phone?
No, because you don't have an Apple device.
I do have it. Oh, I don't
You
have
don't
an
have-
Apple
you don't
computer.
have an
Yeah,
Apple
no, I don't
computer.
have an Apple computer.
Yeah, no, we'll figure it out. But yeah, we'll do a whole what the hell, and then we'll do this whole roundtable thing. With
Yeah.
video game, studios.
Yeah,
But,
that's definitely a whole.
Right, because that will be a time suck. I don't know, man. I don't know. Ohio State's got this one pretty well in hand.
Yeah. 31-7.
Yeah,
Right now.
31-7. I think we're good.
Yeah,
Right.
we can call that one.
Call it a slobber knocker. That's what I call it.
right now.
A slobber knocker, you say?
No, JR from the WWE days. It's like
We
it's
got a slobber knocker on our hands, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
My God, it's Austin.
Let's fix this rattlesnake.
You son of a bitch.
What does everybody think about WWE going to Netflix?
Dude, I am super
I-
happy with the
look,
product
there's-
right now. I just started watching it again.
They're going to be
And-
bringing back their Saturday nights.
WWE
Yeah.
has some funny moments, but I don't really care for it.
Man,
a
I,
whole
I,
lot.
I used to be heavy into it back in the 90s.
Mhm.
I used to watch
Dude,
uh,
the Monday Night War.
I used to watch some of it
I don't
on
watch.
like,
modern-
but like I
Dude.
just
Oh, sorry.
it's gotten to the point where it's just kind of like,
See, Colin, you have to go into it with the mindset that it's an adult. I mean, it's a man's soap opera. That's
Yeah.
all it is.
Yeah. Because everybody knows.
What-
It's mansplaining for 3.5
well,
hours.
yeah, I know.
It's
There's like
mansplaining every
there's
week.
that there's a lot of great moments from WWE.
That's great.
There's a
yeah.
lot of fun
I just
stuff.
I gave up on WWE after Undertaker went out and he was supposed to win that match, and then Roman Reigns won anyway. And it
Okay, so I'll tell you this. What got me back into the WWE was listening to Undertaker's podcast, 6 Feet Under, with Mark Calloway.
Yes.
And dude, him talking about the product and like how he's still involved today and everything. And like, you know, him talking about those old stories that like with the Godfather, who was Papa Shango, and you know, it got me totally back interested in the product. And he started talking about, he's like, okay, well, if I was doing it today, this is the guy I want to work with. And I'm like, okay, well, who's that guy? Then I looked him up on YouTube, and now I'm watching SmackDown because I'm like, fuck, I want to see this guy in a match, you know?
Yeah.
And like, it's
Well, his guy is the German
Gunther.
guy. Gunther. Yeah.
Yeah. And
And
I just started, like, literally, when I say just started watching, it was like 2 weeks ago. So I've only watched one SmackDown so far.
What got me was the WrestleMania 40 with all those people going in the blood for Cody Rhodes to get the championship belt. Dude, that road, that storyline right there, my God.
See, that was one that I watched it on TikTok, but it wasn't enough to draw me back into watching.
Dude, watch that whole match. I watched the whole match and I was just like glued again. It was like it was like if I had people over here, I would try to do the moves like I used to do as a kid. I'd probably break myself.
Yeah. All right. So when I after I got out of the Army and I was living in Nashville still, buddies of mine, we would do backyard wrestling, right? And dude, aluminum cookie sheets fucking hurt. I mean,
you're like,
Chris
it's just
and I had a
aluminum.
Chris and I had a guy that worked with us at Black Rifle that still here locally. Well, a couple of them, in fact, still here locally, put on like wrestling shows. Bryson Scott and Chino Reyes, the badass fat ass. They
I think I've heard that name.
Those guys are both combat veterans, one infantry and one's a tanker. And they do a lot in the local wrestling scene. In fact, Bryson Scott, his wife, Veronica, she used to wrestle in WWE back in the day.
Really?
Yeah, and he's been on he's been like an extra on WWE a couple times, and they came through town and like, you know, hired guys to be security or whatever. Like they hire local wrestlers to do that kind of shit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
See,
and he's had like one. I know he's had one. He might have had 2 actual matches in the WWE, so it's pretty cool.
I cannot remember his name. My first wife, her stepdad, he used to referee. He was a referee for WCW back in the day.
Dude,
and it was the coolest thing, right? Because
that would have been so cool.
Well, like we were
to
sitting
know
watching
all those guys during the Monday Night Wars.
Yeah, we were sitting there watching the pay-per-view, and I forget which pay-per-view it was, because they came to Nashville, and we're like, "Is that Kurt?" Like his first name was Kurt. I can't remember his last name. We're like watching. I was like, "Holy shit, that's Kurt! Holy shit, that's Kurt!" It was Scott Steiner versus Sting, right?
Okay.
And
the Stinger, dude. That's my favorite of all time. Besides
match, right? I mean,
Sting
is just standing up on the rope, right? He's standing on the top rope. He's just got that baseball bat hanging down, right, looking like the Crow. And Scott Steiner is just kind of laying there, like, oh, you know, he's got that stupid toothpick hanging out of his mouth. No, Scott Steiner had the
Scott Hall.
Yeah, Scott Hall. But
It's
Scott,
wrong.
Scott Steiner had the chainmail for the helmet, or he was.
Yeah.
Yeah,
anyway.
yeah.
So, but he's laying there in the middle of the ring, like, it was so bad. Before they cut out, you saw Scott Steiner stand up and he attacked the ref, and then it faded out to black. We're like, no, I want to see, what happened. So like when he got home, we were like, dude, what happened? He goes, we can't talk about it. I'm like, why not? That's stupid. He goes, oh, you needed to be there. We're like, no,
Dark show.
you can't do that, man.
That's one thing I like it being on Netflix is they don't have to adhere to the time restraints of a regular
That and they don't have to censor like words and stuff.
Exactly.
when you watch
Anything out there.
like we're doing this show right now. I'm gonna I'll end up like watching it like later down the road, and they censor it when it's pre-recorded stuff.
Yeah,
But that's about it.
it's better. We found last week it's better to watch it like Monday or Tuesday, like watch it live or watch it Tuesday, because like Wednesday is when they post the edited version where they like cut it down and put all the commercials and the ads and everything in.
Yeah. Okay.
So watch it before Tuesday for sure.
Are we good to let him go? Because he looks
Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and go anyways.
okay.
We'll cut the
Yeah, we'll land this plane.
We love you, bye.
All right. Hold on a second. What did you do to my
We don't love him. We hate him.
yeah.
Okay.
Who, David? Yeah, we hate David. We don't like David.
Everybody
at all.
knocks on me.
Fucking David.
We can't stand David.
Yeah.
Okay, that's
We
Yours?
treat David like the red-headed mule of a redheaded stepchild.
Yeah. I'm
Well,
just-
any day, sweetheart.
hey, fuck off, man. All right, anyways. I'm like, what the fuck is going on with my damn or my headphones? I'm like, I couldn't hear shit. I'm like, oh my god. And he's like, you switched them. I didn't switch shit. I don't know. And somehow he managed to shit the bed on that one. All right. Well, Trey, like I was saying, thank you so very much for coming on this week.
Thank you.
It was a blast. If you have time next week, we can talk shit to each other about our championship game picks. But
Dude, I'm
yeah,
not mad about it.
definitely get realwarriorsfoundation.org. Go to their Facebook page, hit them up there. It's at it's facebook.com/real Warriors Foundation. Give them a like, give them a follow.
REL.
Yeah, REEL as in fishing reel.
Yeah.
You know, it's a
You
gimmick.
fishing.
Clever.
But yeah, definitely. So we hope that you guys put that donation. I mean, I understand that it's not the most in the world, but hey, we know that especially with nonprofits, every little bit helps. And so
No, dude, we absolutely appreciate it. And I'll tell you what, that $400, that's gonna let us take, like I said, probably 3 people out on a spring trip, and that'll cover everything.
yeah, I mean,
So,
we're just happy that we have the opportunity to give back and to help out with our brothers and sisters that leave the service and that are trying to make that transition. So
Yeah.
With that
Thank
being
you so
said,
much.
with that being said, we're going to go ahead and we're going to try to land this plane. So this has been episode 196. New president, same bullshit and fuckery every week here, Monday nights at 7:30. So thank you for tuning into Nerd Sports.
There you go.
And above all,
There you go.
let's make America offensive again.
Because he made an order that says the governor
He's
are
trying
not
to-
allowed to censor
We
us.
can say gay and retard. He signed it today at 12:07.
I can say it is law. But with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, boys, girls, angry faithful of all ages, you have been privy, you've become indentured, and you've been put away sloppy and wet. I am Lord Johnny Skelton.
I'm David Dickerman.
I am Chris Mountain Man Jacka.
I'm Prince Colin Scott.
And I'm Wheezy.
Wheezy. Oh, Steel Magnolias. Now I got that in my head. Appreciate that. Thank you. And in the words of the immortal lesbian pirate Bearded Clam, scissor me timbers.